Hello and welcome to your Man Movie Report. This week I have watched the film Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. A good old-fashioned Cold War thriller made in 2011. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is, of course, based on a novel by author John le Carré. The movie and the story takes place in the early 1970s during what we old guys refer to as the Cold War. And the story basically is about that one British agent played by Mark Strong, who we saw in, for instance, Sherlock Holmes in 2009 playing Lord Blackwell. He gets double-crossed during a mission in Soviet-controlled Hungary. And of course this causes heads to roll in British intelligence, bringing down the head of the circus control, played by a very talented actor, John Hurt, and his number two man, Smiley, played by Gary Oldman. And of course then John Hurt's character, he commits suicide, and then a politician, he in the British government, he requests that Gary Oldman's character, George Smiley, returns to duty to discover who set up the British agent in Hungary, because supposedly there's a Soviet mole in British intelligence, and George Smiley, he starts to investigate. And then he of course discovers that the agent is 1 out of 5 people, and John Hurt's character, he had named these 5 people Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And these 5 people are of course played by Gary Oldman, who plays George Smiley, Colin Firth, who plays Bill Hayden, Toby Jones, he plays the character Percy Alline, and then there's the Danish actor David Densig, who plays Toby Esterhaus. Toby Esterhaus, as we learn, is a former Nazi who works for British intelligence. And then there's Ciarán, Hinds, who we have seen in several roles. He plays Roy Blunt. And these 5 people, John Hurt's character suspected of being a Soviet mole. And then the whole movie basically is about Gary Oldman's character and his assistant trying to figure out who the Soviet mole is. And yes, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, it isn't an action movie in such a way to speak. It's more of it's a good old-fashioned Cold War thriller. And yeah, and yes, if you're bored by long scenes of dialogue, then of course you shouldn't go watch, excuse me, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. But if you, like me, are interested in the Cold War and can remember the Cold War, you'll find this good old Cold War movie very refreshing. The film is well put together, and Tom Alfredson, the Swedish director who made this film, he did a fine job of recreating the 1970s. So and he directed the cast very well, in my opinion. So let's hope in the future that we are going to see some good old Cold War thrillers again, because they can be made, as we can see here with Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And now, of course, I hope that Gary Oldman, he wins an Oscar. And my only critique was to choose Colin Firth as Bill Hayden, because Bill Hayden, he's an asshole, basically, because you'll learn if you watch the film that, for instance, Bill Hayden, Colin Firth's character, he stole Gary Oldman's character's wife, and in my opinion, Colin Firth, they should have chosen a more less likable actor than Colin Firth to play Bill Hayden, but that's just my opinion. But if I'm gonna rate this film, I would say 5 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles. Great acting, great story, and great cinematography, great music. Yeah, 5 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles. I'll return soon with another video. Until then, this is your man of Your Man's Movie Report, signing off. Bye.